Welcome to ThinkTech, where we are raising public awareness on technology, energy diversity, and globalism. I'm your host, Wil Kahele from Kumu Kahua Theater, sitting in for Donna Blanchard, and the show is Center Stage. Today, my guest is Ryan Okinaka, actor, budding playwright, and director. And aloha, Ryan. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
we call him Oki actually for short, but I like to call him Ryan because that's his given name.
It annoys me.
Yes. So Ryan, I know you've been in community theater for a while.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How did you get involved in it in the beginning? What prompted you to say, hey, that's what I want to do, or that looked good to you? Or?
I fell into an acting class. It was my first semester at LCC. I know I needed to take a class that satisfied a humanities credit, and I took an acting class, but it wasn't like acting. It was like studying scripts and learning about theater, and that didn't interest me, so I dropped it and joined another acting class. I didn't know what it was, and I got to the class the next day, and I missed the first day. And I think the first thing that Paul Cravath, who's the theater teacher there at LCC at the time, the first thing he had me do was sing an introduction of myself. I had to make it up on the spot in front of everybody because they had done it the day before, and I had missed it. So that was my first thing I ever had to do in my acting class. I had to sing an introduction, and I freaked out, and I couldn't do it. I think I don't know. I failed miserably, but just doing that acting class, I don't know. It brought something out of myself. I found all these different interests, and I guess growing up I was always a very quiet person, soft-spoken, always in a shell, and I learned that through theater and being on stage I found my voice as a person. So I think that's what made me fall in love with theater so much, is this that being in that acting class kind of broke me out of that shell, and
It brought you out.
it brought me out of
Oh, nice. So, how many years were you at Leeward?
I spent 4 or 5 years at that 2-year college. So yeah, I was doing plays at LCC and taking classes at LCC for about maybe 3 years, doing their lab theater shows, their main stage shows. Yes, that's about how long I was there.
And then when did
Ask
you?
me if I got a degree. No, I didn't.
Oh well, there's still time. I'm going for mine.
Yeah.
This coming spring, so it's never too late.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first show out of LCC?
My first show out of LCC. I was in one comedy of errors at Kumukua Theater.
That was your first show.
Outside of LCC, and at LCC, Paul made us go to Kumu shows all the time. As part of our class, we had to go to a Kumu show and watch it, and then write a critique about it. So I grew up kind of, I guess, in that 3 years of being in theater, watching Kumu shows and experiencing local theater. And before that, my preconceived notion of what theater was is everything I would see on TV at the time, or what existed in New York City. So I never actually knew that local theater was a thing, and that there were active local playwrights writing stories about local people and local actors. So it was very eye-opening. So I guess going through that through LCC, I never thought I would ever do a show at Kumukua Theater because it looked so professional to me. It was so up there. So so One Comedy of Error was my first show that I did with them.
Do you remember the first show you saw in Kumu?
I saw Mahalo Las Vegas.
Oh.
Yeah, and I fell in love with it. I was I walked in, and Kumu is really good at breaking down what your preconceived notion of what theater is. Because I walked in and I walked through the doors and I was on the set because it was a thrust seating set.
Right.
So I walked in and it was a living room, and I was thrown off because you had to walk through the living room to get to your seat. So. It was so funny too. It was about Las Vegas, and I brought my family who was in love with Las Vegas too. So it was just a good, first show for me to experience. Yeah.
It's funny, when you said you took acting as part of your humanities credit, and and you look back on that and you look where you are now,
Mm-hmm.
and you have all this interest in theater, and I know you've done some dabbling in playwriting, and I know that you want to be a director. You have directed a couple small things, small projects.
things, yeah.
But to see where you landed,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just because you had to fulfill a credit,
Yeah.
and that's kind of amazing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when you think about it, that it's opened this whole new world to you that you, if you hadn't taken
Yeah.
humanities, you would have never gotten into it.
Yeah.
Do you think, or?
I mean, growing up, acting was never, theater in general was never a thing for me. I think the only thing in high school that I ever did that slightly involved theater-esque activities was an English class where we were learning about Shakespeare, and the teacher had me read a monologue from Macbeth. It was a dagger monologue, you know, and I read through it out loud, and I guess she heard something in my voice, you know. It's like she saw something in me, so she had me work on it over the night and do it the next day as an actual monologue. So I mean, I didn't act it out, but I did speak it eloquently, I guess, in her in her words.
In front of the class?
In front of
or?
the class, yeah.
Oh.
So, but yeah, I mean, acting was never a thing for me until I fell into that class, and then you know, all it took was Paul to be like, oh, you know, you got potential, and I was
It
like,
kind of just led you
yeah,
down the road to where you
I was
are
hooked.
today. Wow.
Yeah.
So I know you've done a lot of work at Kumu and at Mark's Garage. Yeah. I know you just came out from Rocky Horror Picture Show where you played Brad.
I did.
And I know one of the plays you've done at Kumu was All That Remains. Can you kind of like talk about that and
Yeah.
tell us, you know, what that meant to you? Or
So I read All That Remains about a year before they actually did it. Maybe not a year before, but you know, I read it, and I loved the story about it. You know, it was about the 442nd and Asian Americans in World War II, and all of this stuff I had never even learned about in high school. They don't teach it to you. Internment camps, or you know, like how Japanese Americans in general were treated in World War II, and the racism and the segregation that they went through is just, it seemed like it wasn't even part of history, you know. So instantly I fell in love with the play, especially with this one character, this character named Sam, which is the part that I got, who was, I guess, a Haole Japanese. He grew up in California, so he grew up loving everything about America and kind of shunning his Japanese side. And I guess I kind of identified with that, you know, especially with my family. My family is very Hawaiian centered. My brother teaches hula, and because my brother teaches hula, I was anti-hula. You know, I didn't want to do anything he did. So growing up, at that point, I guess I kind of looked at my life and saw that I was a lot like Sam, where I kind of put a lot of my culture on the side. And
you identified with the character.
Yeah. So, so you know, I auditioned and I got the part, and one of the things that I held so dear to that play is that my father was really into war movies and war in general. He's just that type of guy, you know. And he passed away a year before the play happened. So, you know, if there was anything I ever did, I guess, in my life, up until that moment, I knew that would have been the one thing that he would have been like, oh yeah, this is the one play that he would have loved to have seen. So, yeah.
Was there, so you're Japanese Hawaiian, your ethnicity. So on your Japanese side, did you find anything else about internment or World War II, or did any of your family relate anything to you about that time?
I know that my grandfather was in the military at the time. He was at Pearl Harbor. I knew that he wasn't anywhere near Pearl Harbor when it happened. But my grandfather was a Hapa, so he was Chinese, and he was more, I think he looked white, you know, so he didn't really experience a whole lot of that. And then my Japanese side worked on the plantation fields. So, and I wasn't that close to my grandmother, so I really didn't have a lot of chances to kind of talk to her about it. But yeah, beyond that, I guess doing the play led me to want to learn more about it. So, yeah.
Oh, nice. And you said you did a comedy of errors. What it? No, one comedy of
One
errors,
comedy
right?
of errors,
So it's
yeah.
the
Pigeon version
of
of
Shakespeare's,
Shakespeare's A Comedy of Errors, yeah.
And that was your first play at Kumu Kahua.
Yeah, and it was very like it was very improv based. Not like the play itself, but Sean Thompson, who was the leader of my improv group at the time, In Your Face Improv, was the director of the show. So he casted me, and he casted Alexis Drain and Rodrigo, and we were all in the same improv group, you know. So we together kind of brought this element of comedic improv to the show, which I really loved, you know, and I really identified with. So it was a really fun show to kind of break into Kumu, because it was a lot of like stuff that I was already really naturally comfortable doing. And then it got to getting to incorporate, a lot of the pigeon aspect of Shakespeare, which is kind of cool.
Oh, interesting. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit more
Okay.
when we come back from our break. This is ThinkTech Hawaii, and we'll be right back.
Aloha, I'm Kirsten Baumgart-Turner, and I host Sustainable Hawaii every Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. My guests offer insights on challenging economic and environmental issues facing our state and offer innovative solutions to increasing Hawaii's long-term sustainability. Recently, we've been focusing on sustainable land development, food, and energy security. If you have a project or issue you'd like to discuss on the show or would like to be a guest, please contact me at kirstenbturner@gmail.com and tune in live weekly or view the show at your convenience at thinktechhawaii.com. Mahalo.
Aloha! How you doing? It's me, Angus McTech, wishing you to welcome and join us to see us on Hibachi Talk on ThinkTech Hawaii. Join my co-hosts, Gordo the Tech Czar and Andrew the Security Guy, every Friday from 1300 to 1345. We look forward to seeing you. We'll talk tech and we'll have some wee bit of fun. And remember, let your wing gang free wherever you be. Aloha!
Hi, welcome back to Center Stage. I'm a guest host, Wil Kahele, sitting in for Donna Blanchard. And we are talking to actor, director, playwright Ryan Okinaka. No, because I was thinking like, what else was there? Yeah, 'cause there's a lot. There's a lot. He's a man of many talents. So
I try.
So speaking of that, I know you are not only into acting, right? So you're into playwriting. I know you're writing a play. Can you tell us what that play is about?
Sure. It's called iHula, I guess I should just say, but it's called.
It's like iPhone.
Yeah,
and
like iPhone,
iPad.
iHula. Yeah, it's kind of my my story about hula in this generation, or from the millennial point of view, and talking about it centers around like 4 girls who are hula sisters, and they're traversing their paths, their individual paths, coming of age stories, and incorporate. And then I wanted to incorporate hula numbers, sort of like a musical, like a Kamehameha Weekday.
Oh yeah.
There'd be
yeah.
a story, and then there'll be hula numbers, and the girls would dance hula. It was inspired actually from my brother has a halau. And one year he asked me to, I guess, write scenes that would interlude their hula numbers, so that an MC didn't have to stand up on stage and say like, oh, the next number we're gonna be singing is so-and-so, and it's about so-and-so, and it's written by so-and-so. He wanted to incorporate the story element into it. So all he did was give me a set list of songs. He gave me the lyrics, he told me what the songs were about, and he was just like, hey, make a story happen. So I took it and I ran with it, and I wrote all these scenes, and it was about this girl who grew up in Hawaii but shunned everything about Hawaii, and she moves to like the mainland, and the tutu passes away, and she's forced to come back for the funeral, and the cousins take her around the islands, and because the Huiki that year was about like different songs about different areas of Hawaii. That was my brother's set list. So yeah, so like the cousins just took them around to different areas and told stories about it. So it was a really great play that I wrote, but then it happened in Waikiki on a night that we had a tsunami warning.
That's right. I
You
went
went to that.
Yeah.
We were able to do like the first act, which had very little dialogue, And then all the story was in the second act, and we had to like end after the first number of the second act. So I was like, so sad. I was crying. We worked so hard on it. Oh my God.
You never got to present
We
it
never
again?
got to present it again.
Oh.
Yeah, so instead of trying to redo that, I took that idea and put it into
Focus it into
focused
a
it into
playwright,
a play.
play
Yeah.
form. Oh, neat.
So currently developing it. It's taken a while.
But as all good things do,
Yeah.
I mean, and on that journey, you know, you get different ideas, and from everybody's mana'o, it gets in there, and you put in your own. And yeah, it'll come. It'll
Yeah.
come. And it sounds good. I mean, that seems to be a constant thread in your life. Is that, you know, identifying with your ethnicity and who you are, and then bringing that to the forefront. So you have a story. You have a
Yeah.
story to tell. So you got to find it.
Yeah.
Exciting.
We all have stories, and that's one of
Yes.
the things I like to do with my writing is like inspire a lot of the characters off of people I know in my life, you know. And everyone deserves to tell their story in some fashion or some way, you know. I think that's kind of a duty of a writer to kind of give life to other people's stories and to pass on their legacy. I mean, that's the point of acting, is to tell stories, is to give legacy to our ancestors, to
Right.
pass on their stories.
That's very good, Ryan. That was very nice. Wow, who is this sitting in front of me? So I know you. Okay, so you've gone into playwriting, and of course you've directed those projects, and I know you've been a favorite son of Kumu. Yeah, I think you have that title right now. But you've also started to branch out to other theaters. Yeah, so I know you've done Manoa Valley Theater.
Yeah, I was just in Once Upon One at a Time. Yeah.
What
by
did you
Lisa
play? What did you
Matsumoto.
play?
I was one of the mongoosets. I was the mongoose. No.
You're the main mongoose.
I was the main mongooset. I was Mama mongooset.
Oh, you were the mother.
Yeah. No, I was like the big sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you were the boss. Oh, how was that? That was a musical? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It better have
everything's-
been a musical because every time I was on stage, I was singing and dancing. So I think, yeah.
Oh. Oh yeah, well, there you are.
So pretty.
So very pretty.
But you know, I mean, I grew up watching Lisa Matsumoto's plays, you know. And I remember I was a theater student at LCC, and I went to go see this exact show that Ohia put on at Kennedy Theater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then watching the show and thinking like, oh my God, I so want to just be a part of this one day. I want to be a prince, is what I really wanted to be, but you know, the
Oh,
universe.
you just added the S
yeah,
at the end.
yeah,
You're a Prince
exactly,
S.
exactly. The universe leads me to where I
Yeah,
truly
yeah,
belong.
where you're
I
supposed
suppose.
to be. And you know, I mean, aside from the 5 o'clock shadow there,
Yeah.
you know, you kind of look like
I
a real
kind
girl.
of, you know,
Yeah.
I
Is that you- is that
probably
you
could
with
have shaved that
Goldilocks?
day. That's me with Goldilocks. Yeah, we're the two blondes in the show.
So how long did that run? Was that?
Oh my God, I felt like it ran forever. Our original run was only supposed to be 3 weeks. Then we extended another 2, and then we extended another 2. So it was a total total run of 7 weeks.
Wow.
Wednesday through Sunday, so 5 shows a week.
Holy camole.
Yeah.
5 shows, but 2 on Saturday.
No.
Oh, just one on
just
Saturday.
one. Yeah, one each day.
And I would wreck you guys.
But you know, and it never felt long to us, like.
Because everybody was so close.
Yeah, we
It
were
seemed
so
like
close
everybody
from the
was
moment we stepped
a
into
unit.
stepped into the classroom for rehearsals. Like everyone was just so nice, and we just clicked. Something just happened in those first couple of weeks where everyone just kind of clicked, and it just worked out.
That's probably what happened when they were doing it at Kennedy. You know, and because it was the same people, you know, all the time, and it's many different shows that they did there. And you would always see the same people,
Yeah.
and it was always so much fun, and they were always having a good time. It was hard to break in.
Yeah.
You know, I auditioned once for Ohia.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
anyway,
Sorry, buddy.
I'm not bitter.
But like we were lucky, so we were lucky because Devin Nakovo was part of the cast. He played the narrator, which is what he played before. So he was part of the cast. We got Charlie Tim to be in the part of it. Daryl, Jared, they're all original Ohia actors, you know. So they did a really good job of creating, I guess, that Ohia atmosphere for
Yeah.
everybody else. So it felt like we were part of the Ohia
Yeah,
Ohana.
you guys
And
kept
we-
the
yeah.
ball in the air. Yeah, because that kind of show you always have to be up.
Yeah.
You know, because once anybody brings it down, that's it. The energy goes down.
Yeah. It's
So
all about timing and like going through it. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like beat us with that.
Nice.
It's good.
So, so you did Manoa, you did
Mm-hmm.
Kumu. What about Diamond Head?
Not yet. I have yet to grace the Diamond Head Theater stage. Yeah.
Have you
Chris-
auditioned over there?
I haven't. So like, I've never identified myself as a musical theater person. You know, I've
Right.
always wanted to do musical theater. I can't say that because I'm a straight actor. Can get flack for that. But yeah, I mean, as you so there's this weird divide, right, in the theater world where if you're a straight actor, you do straight plays, and if you're a musical theater actor, you do musical theater plays, and there's very little crossover. You know, there's few that do, but very little that you know that in that sense. But so you know, I've always secretly wanted to be a musical theater actor as well, but I just fell into straight acting, and I love it. You know, I'm good at it, but singing and dancing has always been a passion of mine, which is why I'm in the gay men's chorus. So yeah, I mean, Once Upon One Time was my first, I guess, real musical, where I had to, where we had a musical director and we had to do musical rehearsals, and I had to dance in heels, and so that was a big step for me. So I definitely want to grow in that sense and try to do more.
So more musical theater for Ryan Okinaka.
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of shows coming up this season still, like at Manoa,
Yeah.
and also at Diamond Head. So you should audition for that.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Every single one.
Oh, really?
Not every
Every
single
single-
one. Every single one.
No, you go. I mean, that's how you do it. You
Yeah.
know, when I first started out, I was doing 3 or 4 shows a year.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, you never rested. You just went from one into the other.
It's hard though. It really is, because you know, with straight acting, you just need to you read the play, of course, and then
Right.
you show up to the audition having known the play, and then you read off the script, and that's the extent of a straight play audition.
Right.
But for musical theater, I mean, depending on the show, you have to learn a choreographed dance. You have to come with prepared sheet music and know how to sing it properly. So you have to come memorized, and then the pianist will play it. And you know, like sometimes you're not used to the pianist,
Yeah.
so then you have to kind of
it'd be totally different
adjust.
from what you rehearsed with.
Yeah, so it's a lot more work in that sense. So, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it
It's
makes
worth
you
it.
more valuable.
Yeah.
You could get to be a triple threat. You know, that's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best. Have you been to like New York or?
I've never.
You've never got to experience Broadway yet.
The closest thing is Lion King when it came into town. I was in Florida for a little while, working at Disney, and Spring Awakening, the national tour Spring Awakening from Broadway came into town, so I was able to watch that, and that was amazing because it was like a real Broadway cast, and so that that was awesome. But beyond that, yeah,
Book of Mormon is.
Book of Mormon's coming, yeah.
next season.
Mm-hmm.
Or next year, early next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna go to that?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you go to see a Broadway show and it's amazing. The one thing that they have that we don't is lots of money. You know, so they can put up amazing sets. They can fly in from the flies above. They have amazing costumes and everything. But as far as talent, I think we've got the talent
Yeah,
right here.
oh, yeah.
You know. It's always been my dream to like be the Mecca of the Pacific, the
Yeah.
show Mecca of the Pacific. But everybody graduates to New York or graduates to LA. So, but maybe your generation can make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
well,
what I love about Hawaii, though. I mean, we have to work with what we have, At
Yeah.
LCC, like, Paul will give us a black box and be like, okay, create a world with this box. And we make it work,
Yeah. But that's the best when you start from nothing, and you make something that moves everybody,
Yeah.
audience and actors alike. Yeah. Okay, well, this is ThinkTech at Center Stage. Wil Kahele talking with Ryan Okinaka, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Donna Blanchard. I'm the host of Center Stage here on ThinkTech Hawaii. Center Stage airs every Wednesday at 2 o'clock, and of course you can check out our archives on YouTube or on ThinkTech Hawaii anytime you like. Why should you do that? Because this is an arts show that I believe is making a difference in lives. We talk with artists of various ilk. We talk with painters and writers, playwrights, novelists, poets, sculptors, dancers, you name it, directors, actors, of course. And we don't only talk about what people do, but we talk about how they do it. And my favorite part of the conversation, we talk about why they do it. And it's really common on this show to hear people say, wow, I didn't think about it that way. And it's very common to hear people afterwards who have seen the show say the same thing. And I hear all the time that people are inspired by the conversations that we have. So why don't you join us and be inspired too? That's Center Stage on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock. We'll see you Center Stage.
Hi, welcome back to Center Stage. I'm Wil Kahele, your guest host, and we're talking to Ryan Okinaka, or Oki as he is fondly called by us at Kumu Kahua Theater. So we just talked about going out to other theaters and auditioning and stuff like that. What is your latest project? What are you working on now?
Well, I'm part of the Gay Men's Chorus of Honolulu. So we are getting ready for our Christmas, well, it's our holiday concert next week, actually, December 13th at Hawaii Theater.
That's next week, Saturday.
Sunday.
Next week, Sunday.
Next week Saturday is my birthday.
Oh yes, December 12th is Ryan's birthday. December 13th is the Gay Men's Chorus of Honolulu.
Yeah.
Concert at Hawaii Theater. And what time does that start?
5:30.
5:30, oh, there you are,
Yeah.
5:30 p.m.
It's called a holiday carol.
A holiday carol. Is that like a Christmas carol?
Yes, very much so.
Oh.
Yeah, so what we did was, between myself, Don Farmer, and Steve DuPont, we kind of made up ourselves as a little production team. We kind of came up with the idea for the concert, knowing that we had to do a winter, not had to, but knowing that we were going to do a winter concert. We didn't want it to be like the same old Christmas concert that people are used to, they still love. We wanted it to be just a little bit different. So we came up with this idea.
Oh, that's really different. Sitting, who's having more fun there, you or Santa? I don't know.
It's the mystery.
Father Christmas.
But yeah, so we wanted to do something different. So we came up with this idea of doing a holiday concert opposed to just a winter concert, where we would sing about songs that showcased every holiday throughout the year. So then we took that set list, so we took that idea and that concept, and then we came up with this idea that we would take Scrooge and loosely base it off the Christmas Carol. So we start with Scrooge, who hates all the holidays now, not just Christmas.
Not just Christmas.
Yeah. So the story, the play actually starts with him waking up on New Year's Eve, being kept up by this like really loud New Year's Eve party that's happening next door, and he wakes up and he goes and he disrupts the party. And then he goes back to sleep. And then throughout the night, he gets visited by the 4 spirits of the season instead of the ghosts of the Christmas past. Yeah, so it's 4 seasons. So the spirit of spring, summer, fall, and winter. And then together, they take him on this journey through all the holidays of the year. Yeah, so try to change his perspective.
So the chorus is singing music from those
different holidays. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so what we really wanted to create was this night where all of our audience will sit down in Hawaii Theater and think that they're going to see a Christmas concert, which they are. We have a whole act of Christmas music. But then they'll sit down and the lights will dim and the show will start. And then they'll be brought back to the moments of Easter or Valentine's Day, or a moment will hit them and they'll think, oh my God, Thanksgiving, even though it just happened. But we really wanted to take the audience along on this journey with Scrooge. The one thing that was really important to me is that, like Scrooge, a lot of us can be very pessimistic during the holidays with all the traffic and all the shopping, and, it's hard to kind of see the magic that used to be there when we were kids as adults, So I really wanted to focus on those aspects of the holidays, the magical moments that you spend with your families, or the ones that, the times you spend with your loved ones. Those are the things you hold on to, and those are the things a year later when you think about Easter that you remember. You don't really remember having to go to the store and buying eggs and boiling the eggs. You just remember the kids looking for the eggs, doing the Easter egg hunt. So that's what I really hope to.
Right. Or even like
achieve.
cooking with your family.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you remember washing the dishes and everything like
Yeah.
that. But you know, the good stuff you remember is cooking with your family and you know making the dishes that they like.
Yeah.
And being the cook, you know, you're always like, wow, you know, that was great. Okay, you know, it's a good turkey you made. You made the
I
turkey.
did.
that is your-
Yeah, I did. Oh, we have a picture of that. You can go to my Facebook and see that.
So was this a collaboration of the guys in the chorus, or so everybody?
Well, we had a
donated
production
to the
team.
story?
Yeah, so we had a production team, and then together we kind of came up with this story. Yeah. We came with a concept, but then so then I took the concept and I kind of wrote out all the scenes that would interlude all the musical numbers, and then and then now we have a show.
Okay, and it's on December, so it's only one night. It's only
only one
Sunday night,
night.
December 13th. What time?
5:30.
5:30.
Yeah.
And about how long is the show? Like a couple hours?
We're looking at about 2 hours with the 15-minute intermission.
Okay, and is there there's a poo-poo party afterwards, or?
Oh yes, there's an after party at Scarlet, which is right across the street. So we're excited about that. I mean,
So the people from that go to see your show
yeah,
can also go to
straight to Scarlet, right across the street. Yeah, so they're
Nice.
going to be opening up the Tiki Bar for us, and they're usually closed on Sundays, so they're going to open up specifically
Oh,
for
nice.
us.
Yeah. And I know you just had an article about the Gay Men's Chorus of Honolulu
Yeah,
in
by-
the Star Advertiser by Lee Cataluna.
Lee Cataluna.
How was that?
It was
She
awesome.
interviewed you.
Yeah, she did. She just asked a bunch of questions. I didn't know what she was going to put into the article. She put that story about my grandmother in there, which I guess was a little touching.
Yeah, it was very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
So yeah, this was great. We saw so much great feedback from just that article, you know. And what we really wanted to achieve, I guess, you know, we're still rather young. We're on our 3rd year as a chorus. And if you look up gay men's choruses in all the, you know, huge metropolitan areas like New York, San Francisco, Chicago, like they've got huge followings, and it's like a thing, you know.
Right,
that-
right.
You know, and when the gay men's chorus is putting on a concert, everybody gets dressed up and they go to the theater, you know. But we haven't really established that here in Hawaii yet, you know. So we really want to be able to create that type of organization here in Hawaii, where we get people to come every night and they get to experience the music that we create. It's great.
I think Gay Men's Chorus of Honolulu is well on their way to achieving that. I know when you and I went to audition or just to hear them sing, both of us were blown away by the sounds and the vocals that they produced. And I know at one point we just looked at each other and
Yeah.
like, holy
Yeah.
camole.
What were they singing? They were singing the song from Willy Wonka. If you wanna view paradise. What is that song called?
I don't know.
Oh my God. But it was that song.
Yeah.
Like they just like, and it was one of their like standard songs. They're just like, hey, let's just
Yeah.
sing it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're just like, okay.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was-
every song after that, I think, just.
And that's the
held
night that they
us,
announced that they're doing a full Disney concert.
right, and you were
Yeah, and I was
over
like,
the moon.
I was like, what? This is
You
meant to
came
be.
into the right place.
Yeah, it's meant to
and look
be.
where you are now. You know, you're still with them, and that's great. I have fallen off the trail, but I'm still a fan and a loyal supporter.
You can come back soon.
Yeah, I'll come back soon. So, how does one join the Gay Men's Chorus of Honolulu?
Well, we do open auditions usually right after concerts. So for about a month, we invite potential chorus members to come in, just view the rehearsal, which is what we did, to just sit in and experience it, you know, to see if we like it or not. And then they'll have to go through a formal audition, just to kind of suss out what your voice type is and you know, what your potential is. Everyone has potential, and you know, so it's just really a matter of formality and to see where your voice lines up in the group.
So you don't have to be like a professional singer,
of course
or
not.
you know, you can be a shower singer
you weren't.
or backyard.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
No, because I mean it's a chorus, you know. It's not one person singing, you know. So the point that makes us so special is that we sound beautiful together, you know. Not one person sticks out, and if one person sticks out, then it's not a chorus. It's I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's about really blending the voices of men and creating music together.
So it says the gay men's chorus of Honolulu. Do you have to be gay?
No, of course not.
You have to be a man.
You do have to be a
Oh,
man.
yeah, that's so you
Yeah,
can't have
so
any
that
women
is
joining
the
in.
only two prerequisites is you have to identify as a male and be able to sing choral music.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
We have one token straight guy in the chorus.
Just one?
Just one.
How do you
so
know?
We know.
They said 2 out of every 3
He's a
are
man.
straight,
Yeah,
you know, so you
yeah,
never
you
know.
know, that's true. There's some closet heteros in our chorus.
Well, that's always a good thing. You want to balance everything
Yes.
out. You know? So, okay, so you have the concert coming up next Sunday, the 13th. Where can they get tickets, or how
That
can
is
they
a
find
good
out
question,
about it?
Wil Kahele.
That's my job. That's my job.
They can visit the Hawaii Theater box office, either in person or by phone, or you can go to the Hawaii Theater website, purchase tickets that way. We've got great discounts for students, military, senior citizens. For a family of 4, you get $2 off the ticket price. So we have $20 tickets and $40 tickets. So if you have a family of 4, you can buy 4 tickets, and you get $2 off that price. If you buy 10 tickets, then the 10th one is free. So if you technically it's like you buy 9 tickets, you can get 1 for free.
Okay, yeah, information's on the screen right now.
There it is.
Yeah, so you can charge by phone or buy online at hawaiitheater.com. So or they can go to www.gmc.
That's our website.
Okay, and they can find out more about the concert.
Yeah, more about
if
the
they want to.
concert. Yeah.
Wow, so good things happening for GMO.
G and
CH.
CH, yeah.
Yeah. Nice, nice.
This is really exciting.
And what's after that for you?
I don't know. Hopefully I finish my play. Audition for some musicals. Our Pride concert will come up in June. So the Gay Men's Chorus always does, we always for sure will do a Pride concert, which correlates with all the Pride events that happen in the spring. So we'll have a Pride concert, and then we'll have another winter concert come fall. So those are the big 2 events for the Gay Men's Chorus of Honolulu. But beyond
So
that, yeah.
they do 2 big shows a year.
We try to.
And what about in between that? Are there any events?
You know, the organization does a cabaret, which is more of a fundraiser style type of event. So hopefully we'll have the time to do that next year.
And I know you guys had a beer bus.
We have beer bus, yeah.
Yeah.
Fundraisers. One of the big things we really want to do is try to get to Gala, which is this really big event for gay men's courses, and I believe it's in Chicago next year.
Oh, so they all get together
They all
and
get
like
together,
compete?
yeah. I don't know if it's a
Wow.
competition anymore, so just kind of bringing all the courses together so we can all experience the different styles from all
Just like
the
fellowship
yeah.
and sharing and stuff.
And it only happens once every 4 years, almost like so it's like the Olympics.
Does it always happen in Chicago? or
No,
do they-
I'm not entirely sure if it's always in Chicago, but yeah, I know it's on the mainland.
That'd be great. Is that so? It's like a concert, so all the courses. Sing?
Every chorus will put on a concert. Yeah, so I think we've selected the theater that we want to perform at, and it's beautiful. So it's just a matter of getting the funds together and doing that. Yeah, so it's next year. So that's gonna be the next big push. So we're hoping to have a successful winter concert, because the more success that we can see from this winter concert, the better position it will put us for the gala. Yeah.
And how can someone support?
Yeah, you can visit the website. We have a Razu account. So if you go to the Gay Men's Chorus of Honolulu, there'll be links there that'll send you to a Razu account, which is like a capital funding or a fundraiser website that'll allow supporters to donate money. So we wanted to set that up because a lot of our out-of-town supporters, a lot of families out of town can't come in to see the concert, so they can donate money that way. So that'll be up, so that's a great way to financially support the chorus.
Are you on Facebook?
We are on Facebook.
Okay.
So if you just go to Facebook, search Gay Men's Chorus of Honolulu, you'll be able to connect with us that way. So you can do that through the website.
And you'll always update it as far as like what next project is coming up, or what cabaret or
Yeah.
concert or beer bus. Yeah? Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
So if you're a friend of a chorus member, we are literally littering Facebook with all of our posts right now. Like we
Everybody
like,
share.
Yeah, everyone
Everybody share.
share. And if you see our posts, like share it for us too, because the more support, the better. Yeah, so it's a great organization. There's a lot of great things for the community. It has helped me come out of my shell, helping be a better person in the gay community. You know, so we really want to make sure that my organization not only maintains itself but gets stronger and grows so that it can help others like myself to, I guess, find themselves, find the potential of themselves. Yeah.
Very nice. Well, it's a pleasure having talked to you today, Ryan or Okinaka.
Thank you.
Again, this is Center Stage. My name is Wil Kahele, sitting in for Donna Blanchard, the incredible managing director at Kumu Kahua Theater. Until next week, folks, we'll see you then. Aloha.